looking for an empty cell. I'm probably gonna have to put her back pretty soon. She's beautiful though. The other day I went to go see our bee guy and pick up all of our wax coated cardboard nuke boxes to be able to start setting up our nukes for some of our customers. And I figured this would be a good opportunity to do a video on how to actually fold one of these wax coated cardboard nuke boxes. Now these boxes, they can look really intimidating when you first get them. They come completely flat, and you have to turn them into something like this. So I'm gonna do a quick video on how we fold them and build them. And then our next video, I'm gonna take you guys and show you how we actually split our colonies to build a nuke box. Now this year, I've had a lot of people ask how well we overwintered, and I'm extremely thankful that we have successfully overwintered all but one of our colonies. Now the rest of the girls are booming, and if I don't split all of our colonies, they are all gonna swarm. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this angle. Here's what a lid looks like when you first get it. Now these are wax coated. The wax coating will actually help when it comes to rain, because these are going to go outside. Now what we have done is, if you look at the lid, there's little seams all throughout it, and because they're wax coated, they have to be folded. So what we do is we pre-fold everywhere where there's a seam. And then if you look at the lid itself, you can actually see that there's two seams that need to be folded twice, and that's what's going to make the actual lip. So we pre-fold everything. This is the part that's a little tricky, because you think that you fold it once and it's fine, but you're actually going to need to fold it again. There we go. So fold it double over. What you're wanting to look for is something like that, to where this is completely flat. So pre-fold everything. Okay. Open it back up. Now you're going to want to take your outside lips with the wings. Fold them over. And do the same thing on the other side. So you're basically keeping these two together. Now I use my arm to kind of keep it all held in. And then in the same breath, take your one side where the handle is, and see this little seam right here? You're going to take this lip and you're going to lock it into that opening. So one side is completely built. Do the same thing to the other. The other side's going to be a little bit easier because it's already built. So this is your lid already. I'm going to set this aside, and now I'm going to do the same thing to the actual box. There's a lot more seams on this one, so I'll start with breaking open all the perforation. Okay. And then start building. Once you do a handful of them, it gets a lot faster. Okay. All right, and then don't forget to fold these little lips. This is what kind of helps hold everything in place. So what I do is I'll actually get the outside in first. I'm not worrying too much about these right here first. They will fold. So what I do is bring the sides up first. It's kind of one of those things you're gonna need like your whole body for it. And then, if you look right here and here, these will actually connect in to the sides of this. So when you go to fold it up, you're gonna wanna actually fit it in. And then I kind of stop and then adjust the top so that when I'm folding it all the way in, it'll lock in. So that is secure on one side for right now. Go to the other side, do the same thing. Get the bottom locked in. And then get the top locked in. Sometimes you have to push it a little bit. Okay. You can actually take a stapler and staple these together. We ran out of staples, so I have handy dandy Gorilla Tape. The Gorilla Tape actually does stick to the wax, so if you were to use like masking tape, I don't think it would stick very well. So I would go with a really heavy duty duct tape or a Gorilla Tape. Now your outsides are built. You can take, if you were to staple, you would go and staple it here and here. If you were to staple, I would probably staple where the lip meets, because right here, you might have a little bit of an opening for when you might have a little bit of an opening. Like on this side works pretty well. This side, you can see where it's kind of slipping out a little bit. Now, when the frames are in it, it's gonna actually push and it's not gonna be as bad. But if you're like me, I wouldn't want my customers freaking out being like, my bees are all over my car. So I think I would probably just be a little bit courteous and throw a little bit of Gorilla Tape on the sides. Or again, a stapler would be better, of course, but like I said, I accidentally ran out of staples. Now you're looking at the box and you're thinking, what now? So this side, what you're going to do is you are going to fold, let's see if I can do it like this. You're gonna fold your short side in first. You'll look at it, this side's shorter, this side's longer. Fold your short side in, and then come over and fold your bigger side in. This is where you can also put a staple right here. But if you look, there's a little perforation on the longer side that if you are strong enough, you can fold it. And then it's supposed to fold right in, right over. Now, I always struggle with this one, but again, if you had a staple, it would fit better. I'm actually not too worried about this because once we put the frame in, I'll show you, it'll lock in pretty well. But I'll do the same thing. Pre-fold it. Same thing. And let's get an example. Once you put the frames in, it will be just fine. And see, it'll hold it. Now, obviously I'm not going to put this frame in here. I'm just doing it for an example. But if it's right on, now you're going to look and you're going to see, okay, this is the opening, this is the entrance, this is where the bees are going to come in and out of. I leave these little ventilated spots just like they are. I go ahead and put my caps in because as soon as I go out to our apiary, we're gonna go ahead and fill these boxes up, and then we're gonna transplant them to a new bee yard area. The other thing that I also recommend getting are these little lovely rubber bands. So after I am done, one day I'm gonna take this and it's gonna snap back in my face. I just know it. But obviously, I shouldn't do that. I don't want to show you guys how to do that, especially if you have bees in there. You're not gonna put these on until you have bees in here ready to go. So when you have bees in here, don't do that. Don't do what I just did. So, but you're gonna take these rubber bands and you'll put them on just like that, and your bees will be ready to go to their new homes. Thank you guys for struggling with me on folding some of our wax-coated cardboard nuke boxes from Mann Lake. And keep an eye out on our next video on actually building our nukes from our splits up in our apiary. And as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old.